Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome to my channel. This is a place where we do more than listen to stories. We reflect on history and seek its meaning for our lives today. Close your eyes for a moment. Picture a noisy world, the ring of hammers on metal, children laughing in wheat fields, and grand stone buildings that seem built to last forever. Now, imagine, in an instant, everything falls silent. No map remembers the name of that city. No echo remains of those children's laughter. All that is left is calm, cold water lying over a world that seems lifeless. If one day the city where we live vanished from the map, houses collapsed, history severed, would we say, the world is still fine? Or would we feel that the world had ended? Tonight, we are not only talking about water. We are talking about a civilization that believed itself too strong to fall. We are talking about a man who stood alone for nearly 1,000 years. And we will answer a big question. Did the flood swallow the entire planet? Or did it swallow the whole world as people of that time knew it? Let us return to Mesopotamia thousands of years ago, the land between two great rivers. These people were not primitive cave dwellers. They knew irrigation. They built sturdy homes. They had social classes, political structures, and a rich cultural heritage. Yet comfort often breeds blindness. Amid that progress, a subtle corruption took root. At first they wanted only to remember the righteous who had passed. Wad, Suwa, Yaguts, Yauk, and Nasser. They made statues to keep those memories alive. But over time, remembrance turned into worship. Generation after generation was born. And slowly, those stones ceased to be reminders and became gods. The Quran, in Surah Nuh verse 23, records their whispering, "Do not ever abandon your gods." This is collective arrogance. They trusted ancestral tradition more than truth itself. Into that world came the prophet Nuh, Noah. Imagine the weight on his shoulders. He did not preach to the ignorant. He preached to a people who believed themselves the wisest on earth. Think about time. 1 year is long to be rejected. 10 years is exhausting to be mocked. Now imagine 950 years. Nuh watched infants be born, grow old, and die while they continued to insult him. Their children and grandchildren repeated the same scorn. Rejection became not merely an opinion but a hereditary legacy. Ibn Kathir, in his commentary, describes parents bringing their children to Nuh not to learn but to point and say, "Do not believe this madman." Every night Nuh raised his hands to the sky. "My Lord, I have called my people by night and by day, yet my call only makes them flee from the truth. Have you ever felt so weary fighting for what is right while everyone turns away?" Nuh felt that for nearly a millennium, yet he did not stop out of hatred. He kept calling out of a deep love for his people's salvation. Then the heavens gave a command that sounded absurd to human logic. "And build the ark under our observation and our revelation." Quran, Hud 37. Nuh began to build a ship on dry land far from the sea. Imagine the ridicule. To them, Nuh had become not a prophet, but the greatest joke in history. They passed by, spat on the timbers, and jeered, "Oh Nuh, have you changed professions from prophet to carpenter?" Truth often looks most strange just before it is proven right. Nuh built not by human reasoning, but by divine instruction. And when the appointed day came, everything changed. The sky that had been blue turned a heavy, oppressive gray. The earth began to tremble. So we opened the gates of the heavens with water pouring forth, and we caused the earth to gush forth springs. Quran, Al-Qamar 11:12. This was not ordinary rain. It was the meeting of water from the sky and a bursting forth of water from the earth, a cataclysm that shattered the laws they trusted. Water rose with unimaginable speed. The grand cities became like wooden toys adrift. People fled to mountaintops thinking height would save them, but the waves, described in the Quran as like mountains, overwhelmed them. Amid that chaos came a moment that tore at the heart. Nuh, a prophet and a father, saw his son Canaan struggling in the surf. A father's love surpasses all the pain of rejection. Nuh cried out, his voice hoarse from the wind, "Oh, my son, come aboard with us. But his son answered with the arrogance of modern pride, "I will take refuge on a mountain that will protect me from the water." He trusted rock more than the mercy of God. In the next instant, a great wave came and swept him away. Nu could only watch the place where his son had stood become empty, filled only with cold water. Here is the hardest lesson. Blood ties, however close, cannot save someone whose heart rejects the truth. Faith is a personal responsibility that cannot be transferred. Many ask, did the whole earth drown? The Quran never explicitly says the entire planet. What it emphasizes is that Nu's people were destroyed. For the people of that era, Mesopotamia and its surroundings were their entire world. Elsewhere, Egypt may not yet have risen. China had not yet formed its dynasties. Modern archaeologists have found extraordinary thick layers of mud in ancient cities like Ur and Shuruppak. Accounts of a great flood also appear in the Sumerian epic of Gilgamesh. History and archaeology speak in unison. A great civilization in that region was once swallowed by water. The flood of Nu was regional in geography but global in its civilizational impact. From the few who survived on that ark, human history began anew. We who listen now are descendants of those who endured patiently on that vessel. At last, the storm subsided. The earth was commanded to take back its waters. The sky was told to cease. The ark came to rest on Mount Judy. A new world began with prayer and hope. This story is not only about the past, it is a mirror. Water can take many forms today. Moral crises that drown values, technologies that breed new arrogance, or the erosion of empathy. The question is no longer, will the flood come? For often the flood is already around us, slowly submerging our conscience. The real question is, are we still willing to heed the warning? Do we have the courage to climb aboard the ark of truth even when the whole world laughs? After the waters recede, there is always hope. But that hope belongs only to those who are patient in obedience. Thank you for spending time with me. If this story made you think, perhaps it was not the tale itself, but a part of you that longs for salvation. I take my leave. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.